Hey, what's up guys? I'm back. Today's video is kind of going to be a little bit more serious. I wanted to talk about being trans in high school and dealing with transphobia and transphobic people. I've dealt with this kind of stuff for a while. In brief, I came out this year. I'm a junior, I'm 17. I didn't come out until the second semester of my junior year, which is now. We're currently still in the second semester. It kind of sucks, and I kind of wish I would have done it in the beginning of high school when I first realized that I was trans, but I was in the closet then, and I'll make another video about that. But so I came out the second semester. I cut my hair super short. In the first semester, I was known as my birth name. Everyone knew me as a girl. I was very feminine. I had long hair, I wore makeup. And after that, I came out, and I'm still dealing with like the adjustments. It's been about three months, maybe 4, since I came out as trans and started living as a boy. It's been kind of hard, you know, like I haven't dealt with a lot of transphobic stuff. It's been quite a handful. I have major amounts of dysphoria because I have a very feminine face. I have a pretty feminine voice, and my chest is not as flat as I'd like it to be, and I have hips, and I'm just not that great at presenting as male, and it really sucks. I'm gonna deal with transphobia first at home and then at school. So if you want to fast forward to like the part with school, or if you want to like stay for the parents and the school part, you can do that. If not, like, it's up to you. So essentially, I came out to my mom, and she was like, why can't you just be a masculine girl? And I was like, because that's not what I want, Mom. She's still dealing with that. She still doesn't quite understand. My dad, he doesn't really like it either. He just kind of like avoids the topic, and I don't live with my dad. He lives in another town, so it's a lot easier. But I live with my mom, and she constantly is always like, okay, well, why can't you just be a masculine girl? Why can't you just be a masculine girl? And I'm like, because that's not what I want. And she always calls me her daughter, calls me by female pronouns, my birth name, stuff like that. I'm still struggling with the name at the moment because, like, right now I'm going by Cole with all of my friends in school, but she wants to be a part of the name-making decision and stuff, and I was like, okay, well then I want you to be a part of that, but she still is like, but you're still my daughter, and like that's all you're ever gonna be. And I was like, oh my god. So it's really just frustrating and exhausting dealing with kind of transphobic parents, but it's whatever. I mean, I try to deal with it. Now getting back to school. School is different. How I told everyone that I was trans, because I was too scared to tell people. I told my close friends, which were, there's like around 4 people that I told, and then they started kind of like telling other people. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Then I went up to, at my school we have like this like counselor system, like kind of in-school therapy, and I see one of them because I go to my own therapy, but I have one at school too. So I was like, hey, could you send out an email to all my teachers telling them that I'm trans, I'd like to go by this name and these pronouns. And so they did that, and immediately everyone started calling me Cole. The teacher started calling me Cole, so everyone else kind of picked up on it and were like, oh, okay, that's Cole then. The only problem I've had is with the whole pronouns thing. Like, I can't tell if it's all the teachers just forgetting or if it's just them being like, I'm not gonna call you that. But it just really sucks because I get misgendered by friends, I guess because I've known them for so long, you know, and they've known me as a girl, but I get misgendered a lot. People normally don't use my birth name anymore, but they do definitely call me a girl sometimes, and it really hurts, you know. And I wanted to talk about something today because it's one of my teachers was informed at my school we're not allowed, well, we are allowed to use the boys' restroom, but they don't want us to get like hurt or bullied or something, so they preferably have trans people use the staff bathrooms. So I use the staff bathrooms. Basically, one of my teachers knows that I use the staff bathrooms, and I was like going to get the keys from one of my teachers, and I was like, hey, can I borrow the keys? And this teacher came up and he was like,
hey, why are you trying to use a staff bathroom.
And I was like, because I'm not allowed to use the boys' restroom, like, I don't want to use that. And he was like,
fine.
He took me to the principal's office and he was like, I guess either trying to help me, or I don't know, but I know because of the counselors, like the in-school therapy, that he was informed that I use the staff bathrooms, like he knows that I use them. And he was trying to be like, I guess getting me in trouble. I don't know, it might have been miscommunication, but I was like very uncomfortable with the situation. And then after that, he wasn't able to get me in trouble or whatever he was trying to do, whatever he was trying to accomplish, he wasn't able to. So he was like, okay, then I'll figure this out later. And essentially, after that, I went and talked to the principal. I was like, hey, I'm trans. I was wondering if I was able to use the boys' bathrooms. And he was like, well, because of all this blah, 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 parents, most of the trans people here at this school like to use the staff bathrooms because there are other people who are trans at my school. And I was like, okay, yeah, like that's what I've been doing. And he was like, okay, then just continue doing that, like if you're cool with it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I don't know why that teacher had to do that. And this same teacher, I told him not to show anything. We were showing something, I'm trying not to be so specific because I don't want to get him in trouble or anything, but we were showing some stuff in class and I told him, hey, don't show anything of when I was a girl, please. Like I asked him that. Well, I asked one of his student helpers, I guess, and I told the student helper who said he told the teacher, but in class he showed everything of me being a girl. None of it was what I asked. So I was like, thanks. And that kid, that student helper, is also kind of transphobic. He doesn't call me Cole, he calls me by my birth name, and he calls me a she. And he says he refuses to use my new name because it's not my legal name. So he's saying, he likes to claim that he's not transphobic, but I feel like, is it just me or is that a little transphobic that he's not gonna use my real name? And I was like, fuck you too, you know? And basically I've been dealing with that, and it's been hard to go to that class because I can't deal with those two people in those classes, and it just makes it so hard to go because I already get that enough at home and they don't understand that, and they don't ask, you know, like no one asks, oh, well, how's it at home? And like that's a little personal, you know, and it's a real pain in the ass. But today something happened that made it even worse, and I was just like, fuck you. So there's this guy in my class who definitely knows I'm trans because I have friends in that class who call me Cole, and that specific teacher had called me ma'am one time. She was getting after me, and I was like, you mean sir, because I'm a boy. And I know that kid heard because me and him, I guess, have beef. I don't know. I don't really care for him because he's very rude to me. I don't know what I did to him, but ever since I came out as trans, he'd like walk in and start like laughing at me and shit. And like I told the counselor about it and he stopped doing that. But today he looked me dead in the eyes and he said,
hey,
insert birth name. And I was like, you dude, you know that I'm trans and you're calling me by my birth name. And so what I told him was,
it's Cole, actually.
And that's what I told him. But basically what I wanted to share with you guys, if you're trans in high school or if you're dealing with transphobia in general, just anywhere, the best thing to do is just not let it get to you. Just kind of take a deep breath and relax and just know that one day you will not be misgendered like that. If you are gonna start hormones, then you're not gonna have to worry about that. And honestly, if people are still calling you that and you're on like hormones, then they're just trying to be assholes, and just let it go. Most of the time when people misgender people, it's not that they're doing it on purpose, they're doing it by accident. And that's just because they know you as your birth self, whether you're FTM or MTF. It's not like they're trying to be. But sometimes you have the rare occasion where people are trying to be assholes. And the best thing you can do is just tell them to fuck off. Just keep on walking, put your headphones in, and just know that one day it's gonna be okay. Like, that's the best thing that's keeping me happy right now, is that I know one day I will be on T and I will be a happier person. I'll look more like the person I see up here, and I just can't wait. Like, it does get better. Like, I've talked to people who used to live in my town where there isn't like a gender therapy or like where you can start testosterone, because I live in kind of like a very remote place. So I was like, yeah. So I hope you guys have a great day. If you have any like stories about transphobic stuff that you're going through, just leave me a comment and maybe I can help you out. Give you a little like boost in your self-esteem so you don't feel so bad, because I know that's what I would want if someone was being really rude to me and transphobic. So have a great day, guys. See you later.